welcome to the NDD Raid School session on Elemental Shaman Rotation. If you don't learn your rotation correctly, you will always be lower DPS, and when you get to a boss fight that has more difficult mechanics, your DPS will really show that you don't know your rotation. In this case, you are now being carried through the fight and essentially letting the rest of the raid 9-man the boss. To avoid this situation, simply take the time to learn your rotation correctly, and practice it on a training dummy at least once a week on your off-raid days. This will ensure that you can focus on the boss mechanics since your rotation is already in the back of your mind. I do this with most of my 10 characters each week, and if I can manage 10, you can certainly manage at least one character. To start off, I'm going to show you how to make some beneficial macros for an Elemental Shaman. This will include using trinkets that have use effects, Elemental Mastery macro, Purge macro, and a Wind Shear macro. Type /macro to open the interface menu. So first, I'll show you how to use a trinket that has a use effect. The only one I have right now is the Sliver of Pure Ice, but I want to make sure I use that every time I can because it gives me mana back. Alright, so we're going to do a new macro, type in the name of the spell that it's going to be used with, and then leave this question mark icon chosen so that we can choose the tooltip that will be shown. Alright, to do that in the first row we're going to type pound show tooltip, all one word. And then space and then the name of the spell. On the next line we're going to use the trinket, so /use space, and you're going to want to shift click the name of the trinket in there, and it appears right there. When you use this ability, it'll use the trinket. Alright, so then we're going to use the ability /cast space lightning bolt. Alright, drag this down to our bar. When we close this menu, it'll show the tooltip for lightning bolt. Alright, the other macros that you're going to want to use is Elemental Mastery macro. So you're going to show the tooltip for Elemental Mastery. This will also, when you use the spell, show the cooldown of Elemental Mastery so that you know when it comes back up again. So then you're going to cast Elemental Mastery, and directly after you want to cast a Lava Burst. This will be your best use of this. Because when you cast Elemental Mastery, you get an instant spell. It'd be best to use that with a Lava Burst. The next macro is a Purge macro. This was mainly useful in TOC for Jiraxis when he got his buff and there wasn't a mage to spell steal it. Well, all I do is I show the tooltip of Purge. You do a /stop casting so that if you're in the middle of a cast, you need to purge that buff right away. So this will stop your cast, and then you want to /cast, open a bracket, target equals focus, close bracket, purge. Alright, so then when I get into a raid and I get up to a boss, I hit my focus button, which is H. You can set it to whatever you want in the interface menu. So I focus the boss, and there it pops up right there. This also helps you keep track of the boss's health and who he's attacking, if there's ads or some other things that you need to do during the fight. If you're off doing something else and you need to purge your focus, you can just hit that macro and it'll purge off of the thing that you have focused without you even switching targets. That one probably isn't as useful in Icecrown Citadel, but the Wind Shear one will be a little more useful. So for this one, it's going to be pound show tooltip Wind Shear, stop casting again, and then /cast, target equals focus, Wind Shear. This is going to be pretty beneficial on fights like Lady Death Whisper, where you need to interrupt the Frostbolt in the second phase. In Heroic, there's an ad spawns every once in a while in phase 2, so if you're off DPSing the ad and you have the boss focused, you can see when he starts casting Frostbolt, and you can just hit your macro to interrupt it without even switching your target from the ad. So you just continue DPSing the ad and you interrupt the Frostbolt.